All right, welcome back. Today we're looking at soil. So soil is important, of course, in a forest because soil determines what trees grow best on the land. And secondly, what kind of ground cultivation you need to do before you plant the trees. So for example, you might need to mound the ground and then plant the trees in the mounds, for example. There's lots of different ways that you can cultivate. So basically, to do that, we need to dig some holes. And we need to dig to about 60 centimeters, which I believe something to do with how deep tree roots get. That must be the kind of the range generally. And we're looking at, like, obviously the types of soil that we've got here, and as it varies over that depth. So obviously the top layer might be different, and then lower down it can change, and also whether you can actually dig to 60 centimeters. So is the bedrock, so the underlying rock, how close is that to the surface? And that's obviously going to determine how well trees are going to grow as well. If the soil is too shallow, then you're probably going to get issues with like trees blowing over in the wind and that sort of thing. So yeah, let's crack on. It takes a while to dig the soil pits, so I'm just going to set up and then we'll speed through it, and at the end we can have a look at this pit that I'm digging here. All right, that wasn't too difficult to dig. Not too many stones in the way. So what have we got? And this piece here is the piece that came out first, so it's got the grass on either side. And as you can see, it's quite dark in colour, so has a bit of organic composition in that. So like you know, when grass and plants rot down, there's a bit in there. And then basically as we get lower down into the hole, so this came out the bottom of the hole on this side, it's getting more brown and grey. So the brown is symbolizing the iron content. And if I just show you, get a piece here like this, and if I squash it, you can like form a ball with it. So it's quite clay-like. And so this type of soil is what is called a gley, and that covers about half of the site that we're going to be planting in trees is gley. And then most of the rest is what's called a brown soil, and that's higher quality soil generally for growing things. And then over the far corner, so just over the hill over here, there's a tiny amount of peat. So that's generally where the ground's wetter and the vegetation it stays in the soil more and locks up more carbon. So we probably won't plant any trees on the peat, but it's really tiny area, so that's not too much of a problem. Okay, so that's generally the overview of soils, and we can discuss a bit more about how that impacts on the trees we're going to plant in a later video. Cool, see you soon.